Dr. Carly Olson. This summer I am currently working at the AMK Ranch, so that is a field station, a cooperative field station between University of Wyoming and the National Park Service in the Grand Teton National Park. We're currently in the lab where we do a lot of filtering and processing of field samples that we take. I'm part of a project that is monitoring, doing some monitoring of Jackson Lake. It is really culturally important. A lot of people use it for recreation, fishing, but we don't actually know a whole lot about it. And given that the water that sits in Jackson Lake is actually owned by Idaho for their agriculture, it's really important that we understand sort of what's going on within the lake itself. I'm working with a group of people that are putting out high-frequency sensors to measure things like temperature, dissolved oxygen, pH, conductivity, to sort of understand the biochemical environment of the lake. I'm also helping with doing monthly sampling of organisms such as small crustaceans that float in the lake called zooplankton. Another thing that I'm really interested in is water quality, so things like nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus that are really important for driving things like harmful algal blooms. Those haven't been observed in Jackson Lake, however, we want to make sure that those things don't happen, and so we're doing some of this monitoring. The one thing that I do is figure out how algae are limited, like how their growth is limited by nitrogen or phosphorus, and so I do some small experiments where I spike some water with nitrogen and phosphorus to see how the algae respond and how their growth responds to increase in nutrients. In the broader scheme of WYACT, the work that we do in Team Aquatic, or the work that I do on Jackson Lake, is thinking a bit more about aquatic ecology and how freshwater systems, specifically Jackson Lake, are going to respond to things like climate change. And so one project that we want to work on is using some of the climate projections that other folks in the WYACT group have developed and couple those with a process model of Jackson Lake to understand how changes in water availability, given different climate projections like differences in temperature and precipitation in the future, will alter water availability. Well, one of my favorite things about my job and what makes what I do so great is the people that I get to do it with. Fieldwork is what got me into this field. I think just getting to be outside in the system and not inside all the time is, I think, just my favorite thing, just being able to get outside and do what I love.